restart that. Okay. So, again, thank you, Alicia. We are so lucky to have you. We really are. What you've accomplished in a few short months is truly remarkable. It really, really is. Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Lisa.
So you all know I'm Lisa Blackwell, but I wrote it down, so I'll say it again. And as you already heard, I am the president of Friends of Kilmer Mansion. And a president is nothing without her board of directors. So I too want to say thank you to mine, the people you've just met, plus Barry Berkowitz, who couldn't be here this evening. I cannot begin to adequately express how hard these 5 people work on behalf of the mansion. From strategizing to promoting events to hiring contractors and overseeing renovations to doing manual labor themselves, no joke, like hanging chandeliers, which is not an easy job. They give their all, and they are a delight to be with, which makes it easy even in tougher times. I also want to thank Marcia Craner, who's with us this evening. She is our fundraising consultant extraordinaire, without whose guidance and support we would never have gotten to where we are today, which I'm going to tell you more about in a little bit. And I want to thank 3 men as well, who are literally the builders of the restoration work. Jeffrey Smith, our architect, is here. And we have 2 contractors, Eric Hall and Chris Tracy, who couldn't be here, but they're doing amazing work out there. And since it was dark when you arrived, if you haven't already seen it, you do have to come back in the daylight. It's so wonderful to see all of you here tonight enjoying this stunning place. Kilmer Mansion is an architectural treasure, a landmark, an irreplaceable piece of our history. And when it comes to saving it, you too are irreplaceable. So we're here to celebrate all of you. Every one of you wonderful, generous people is the reason that Kilmer Mansion is even more beautiful and, very importantly, even safer than it has been in many, many years. So I want to tell you about what you've made possible. I'm going to start with the interior. Because of you, there are gorgeous chandeliers shining light on the old world craftsmanship that makes the mansion so special. The many layers of old broken flooring that were in the kitchen were ripped out. The floor was refinished. The walls were painted. There's a new fridge and a wonderful stainless steel prep table in there. And it is now in great shape to be used by event caterers. The grand staircase behind us, or behind you, and the second floor foyer were recently freshly painted, and the floor upstairs has been refinished. The wedding suite, if you haven't seen it, you must, is a lovely space, popular with brides and other guests to prepare for their special days and their special occasions. And a former servant's room will shortly be ready to serve as an office. It's very exciting. Much of this impressive work was done by dedicated volunteers, among them Natalie Tomshow, her husband Jack Tomshow, Jeff Strasberg, John Darrow, DeLorme Smith and Bill Haynes, who unfortunately last minute weren't able to make it, but have put in a lot of time as well. And also BOCES New Visions Law and Government students have volunteered. That was organized by Annie Lowe and members of several Binghamton University student groups. So we've had a real coming together too, as Alicia was talking about earlier. It's just wonderful. Outside, critical restoration work continues. The east chimney above our heads is complete. It's a beautiful structure. To me, I think it looks more like a sculpture than just a chimney. It's truly spectacular. Really, if you haven't contemplated it, please do. And now it doesn't have to have straps around it to keep it safe, so you can really admire it. Just a few weeks ago, fresh concrete was poured in a section of the walkway out front, which has taken care of the previous tripping hazard created by the rather broken stone that was there. We have a new railing gracing the front steps to another way to keep our visitors safe. And if you take a peek, you'll see at the bottom a special little guy, a dragon, there to welcome people. The stone walls of the north and south terraces and the east porch, north terrace, south terrace, each porch have been realigned. I'm sure that's not the technical term, but and filled with fresh mortar to keep them strong for years to come. The south terrace has a new deck, a new poured floor there, so it's back in use. Yay! We can now get from this room out to the garden and back in again, which we could not for a while, so that is super exciting. So, how did this all happen? Well, the outpouring of generosity from people near and far, literally across the country, including all of you, continues to amaze me. Really, truly does. To date, $478,330 has been raised from individual gifts, ticket sales to our wonderful events, and grants. I do want to acknowledge the foundations and funds that we have received grants from, which really gave us our start back in 2019. The Temple Concord Foundation, the Hoyt Foundation, the Eisenberg and Selkowitz funds of the Community Foundation for South Central New York, the Olem Foundation and the Schreiber Foundation. We also received a grant from Broome County Arts Council and the New York State Landmarks Conservancy and the National Trust for Historic Preservation. We also received generous sponsorships from IBM and from Visions Federal Credit Union. In addition to these many grants and sponsorships, numerous individuals have chosen to invest in Kilmer Mansion and all it offers. Donations of all sizes add up to make a tremendous difference. And our fabulous founding friends have helped us to move towards our goals even more quickly. These generous individuals gave or have pledged to give at least $1,000 within the first 2 years of the founding of Friends of Kilmer Mansion. Also included as founding friends are the kind people who gave at this level to what was originally the campaign for the restoration and preservation of Kilmer Mansion that was started before Friends even existed. Not all of these fine folks were able to be here tonight, so we send our thanks to them. For those founding friends who are here with us, and there are quite a few of you, I'd really love it if you would stand up and be recognized, give us a chance to give you a little round of applause. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Okay. Thank you. I know not everybody likes to be recognized for things. That's okay too. Together, we have come so far. So I do want to have another round of applause for everyone here tonight, because everyone makes a difference, and all of our amazing donors who couldn't be here with us tonight. So to all of you here and all of you out there, thank you. Okay. So what's next? I promise there's not too much more to go, but I do want to tell you what's coming up. So our current estimates are that it will take another $300,000 to complete the exterior projects that are underway. The North Terrace and the East Porch are currently without floors, Makes it a little tricky to use them when there's a gaping hole, okay? Do not try to walk out the door. It will not go well. Completing this work is really, truly critical. Once reopened, these spaces will be available for private rentals, for the wonderful weddings and birthday parties and showers and all of those things we do here. And of course, for our public events as well. And together, those support the future of the mansion. The mansion does have many other pressing needs, as we keep learning every day that goes by, because the building is 125 years old, so it needs some love. We do need to work on repairing the extensive damage that the lovely little buzzing carpenter bees have done to the wood. Yeah, they've made their home, and the glass, some of it's getting a little precarious, so we got to work on that. We do have quite a bit of original wiring and plumbing that could use some replacing. We have what we'll just call an ancient boiler, so before that stops working, that's on the list. Creating access to the second and third floors for people with mobility concerns, and installing a handicap accessible bathroom. We would really love for everybody to be able to come here and be able to make it past the the first floor, to the second floor and the third floor. And of course, continuing to renovate and restore the interior so that it reflects its history while also making it even more functional for modern use. I know you love Kilmer Mansion. You wouldn't be here tonight otherwise. And I know you want it to be here for yourself and for future generations to enjoy. Because of you, the mansion's future is growing brighter by the day. Kilmer Mansion is an irreplaceable piece of our community's legacy, and it's no exaggeration to say that your transformational gift would be irreplaceable to Kilmer Mansion. Clearly, there's still work to be done. This historic treasure needs you to reach into your generous hearts and give your best gift. When you make this investment, you will be providing the means to finish the critical work that's already underway. You will be making it possible to take care of all the many needs of this historic treasure. And you will be bringing more music, more learning, and more joy to this historic treasure for yourself and for your community. Giving options include making a cash gift now or spreading out larger gifts over several years. Donations of stock often permit people to give larger gifts than they might otherwise be able to. And leaving a gift in your will is a wonderful way to celebrate your legacy or your life and leave a special legacy. I'd love the opportunity to talk with you about making a gift that works for you, for your goals and your timeline, and is transformational to Kilmer Mansion. Thanks again for coming tonight and for being the kind, caring, generous people that you all are. Please continue to enjoy yourselves in this magnificent space that we all love so much. Please help yourself to more food, to dessert, to additional beverages, and just enjoy. And thank you again for coming.